Tao overflows. Vivekanand and Nirvikalp Samadhi. If existence wants something to happen through a person, or he is chosen to do the divine work, the experience of Nirvikalp Samadhi is given to him so that he understands the connection between individual consciousness and the cosmic consciousness. Thereafter, things becomes clear, his path becomes easy, and he can be of help to anyone else. There is a dialogue between one of the disciples of Swami Vivekanand. His name is Sharat. In 1898, he asked Swami Vivekanand to describe the details of his experience of Nirvikalp Samadhi or complete mergence with Brahman or God, the finite and the luminous consciousness, finite and luminous consciousness. As a human being, your consciousness is limited, and when the limited and unlimited merge into one another, that is the taste, that is the experience of Nirvikalp Samadhi. At Kosipur, when Vivekanand, it was in 1886 that Vivekanand experienced the Nirvikalp Samadhi. And about this, Ramakrishna told him, if you remain day and night in that state, the work of the Divine Mother will not be accomplished. Therefore, you will not be able to induce that state again. When your work is finished, it will come again. Experience of the mergence of the drop and the ocean is given according to the Sufi terminology or Naqshbandi terminology. It is known as the drop merging in the ocean, fana fuel sheikh, then the drop ocean merging into the drop, fana fuel murid, and then after that comes fana fi Allah or baka bi Allah. Sharad asked, Sir, as the fruition of great austerities in many lives, I have been blessed with your company. Now bless me that I may not be overcome by ignorance and delusion anymore. Now my mind sometimes is seized with a great longing for some direct spiritual realization. Such is the state of every seeker when he comes in the company of the Master. So earnestly, Sharad asks Swami Vivekananda this question, and he asks him the answer to this question. To this, Vivekananda responded through his own experience, I also felt like that many times before. One day, while at Kosipur Gardens, I expressed my prayer to Sri Ramakrishna with great earnestness. Then in the evening, at the hour of meditation, I lost the consciousness of the body and felt it was absolutely non-existence. So in the evening at meditation times at Kosipur Gardens, Vivekanand experienced Nirvikalp Samadhi when he had asked, knowingly or unknowingly, in words or without wordless, to get the taste of this state when the drop merges in the ocean, because this is the first step. Drop must merge in the ocean, the individual consciousness must dissolve in the cosmic consciousness, then cosmic consciousness lends its texture to an individual feels vast and luminous. Thereafter he is guided by that. Vivekanand, describing that, Vivekanand said, I felt that sun, moon, space, time, ether, and all had been reduced to a homogeneous mass and then melted away into the unknown. First, become a homogeneous mass, because as such moon, space, sun, time, ether, all have separate identities, as you know, but they have a state, merge state. For the specific purpose, the space in this room is there, but all spaces are one. The body consciousness has almost vanished, and I had nearly merged in the Supreme, but I had the trance of feeling of ego. But I had just a trace of the feeling of ego that remains there at that moment. Otherwise, there is no one to explain either. So I could again return to the world of relativities from the Samadhi. In this state of Samadhi, all differences between I, the individual consciousness, and cosmic consciousness, I and the Brahman, God, the absolute divine consciousness, vanishes, disappears. Everything is reduced into unity, like the waters of infinite oceans, waters everywhere, nothing else exists. Language, thoughts, words, feelings all fall there, dissolve into that. Then only is the state beyond mind and speech. No words, no thoughts. Beyond mind is thoughts. Realized in its actuality. Otherwise, so long as religious aspirants think or say, I am the Brahman, you can chant it, Isha Upanishads, the sutra, Aham Brahmasmi, I am ever expanding consciousness, that is verbal. When this experience comes, then the life transforms totally. And this is what Vivekanand explains, that as long as the aspirant, the religious aspirant, thinks or says, I am Brahman, I am ever expanding consciousness, Ishavasyam idam sarvam yat kinch jagatyan jagat, ten taktena bhunjitha, ma gradha kashyas vidhanam. This is for realization. Realization of this state is Nirvikalp Samadhi. These two entities, I and the Brahman, the individual consciousness and the absolute consciousness, persists, and there is the involvement, semblance of duality. After that experience, even after trying repeatedly, I failed to bring back that state of Samadhi. On informing Sri Ramakrishna about it, he said, if you remain day and night in that state, the work of the Divine Mother will not be accomplished. The work of the Divine Mother will not be accomplished. Therefore, you will not be able to induce that state again. When your work is over, it will come again. A similar example comes in the life of Naqshbandi Sheikh Brij Mohan Lal and Shakuntala Devi. Shakuntala Devi mentioned to me again and again, many times, that she used to ask, that I used to ask your grandfather to take me away with him, but he never did. On 12th of April 1974, that was Friday, she entered into Samadhi. That day, on Thursday morning, I felt very strongly a vision came that she was on the bed at her usual place. Sheikh Brij Mohan Lal came and said, you all the time had been saying to take me, now I have come to take you. That morning it was clear and confirmed that her time has come to merge into the existence. Before that, on 31st of March or 1st of April, when she was returning after visiting a disciple, she went at the shrine of Brij Mohan Lal and said, now that all the works that you have assigned me is finished, take me with you. When she mentioned it to me, I asked her, why did you ask this? She said, I keep on asking him, but he never listens to me. But this happens. Her work was over that day. Samadhi goes beyond all sense experiences. It is in its highest form a state of total knowing, total awareness, in which the knower and the thing known becomes one. And this state is Nirvikalp Samadhi. The so-called lower Samadhi, that is Savikalp Samadhi, is that in which the sense of duality is not yet vanished. It is not lost. Knower and known are still separate from one another. I am the one knowing, and the thing that I am knowing are two separate, but only as it were by there is a thin glass. The mystic who has reached the lower Samadhi is almost certain to be able to pass on to the higher if he desires. So these are the stages as Patanjali explains in his Ashtanga Yoga. Outwardly, Samadhi appears to be a state of unconsciousness since the mind of the experiencer is entirely withdrawn from the outer world. Therefore, it is often referred to as a state of trance. But in fact, Samadhi is a state of awareness unimaginably more intense than everyday consciousness, more intense than everyday consciousness. It is the very opposite of a trance, which in its primary meaning, at least, is a condition of stupor or bewilderment. So after the Nirvikalp Samadhi, you do not remain the same person. Something has changed within you. Your individual conscious, although you are an individual, you are living and doing everything the way a man does, but the quality changes. The drop has its own taste. The moment it merges into the ocean lends its quality to the drop, and drop tastes like an ocean. So, in the same way, the individual seeker, his consciousness, assumes the taste and the texture of the cosmic consciousness. He thinks the way cosmic consciousness is supposed to. We are all one. There is a power within that knows beyond our knowings. We are not aliens nor as strangers joined. We are bound to each other by a causeless force. Then the very thought comes in. I am Nija Paroveti Ganana Laguchet Sam. This is mine, that is yours. Such is the state of the narrow-minded people. Ayam Nija Paroveti Ganana Laguchetsam Udar Charitanam to Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. For those who have experienced this cosmic consciousness, oneness, for them the entire earth is one family. This has been the spiritual theme of the country that I belong, India. And one who knows it, the India dwells in his consciousness. Only this much for now, enough for today.